Another activity that I want to heavily use in my classroom are simulations. While I was a student observer at Oklahoma Centennial High School, I used this activity to simulate the experiences of immigrants working in factories throughout the American Industrial Revolution. Prior to the lesson, I arranged the classroom so that students sat together in 4 groups. I started the class by asking students to write about the possible struggles immigrants might face in a new country. After they had finished writing the prompt, we then had a group discussion as a class. I introduced this activity by saying that we would be simulating what it was like for people to work in an assembly line during the American Industrial Revolution. I explained to the class that each of the 4 tables were one part of our company's assembly line that specialized in building origami paper figures. I then gave my students instructions on how to make origami cats written in English. I then placed 5 Hershey's Kisses on each student's desk and said that if they worked hard and were good, then they'll be able to get them at the end of the class. However, if they were bad and did not work hard, then they'd be taken away. The students at table 1 made their part of the cat first, then they passed it on to table 2, and so on and so on. Once the product was finished, the students at table 4 placed it in a basket at the center of the room. I then gave the class a short 3-minute break in the middle of the lesson that represented the factory workers' lunch break. After this break was over, I told the class that we would be making something new and slightly more complicated. I made it clear to my students that I expected them to make just as many figures as they had done before the break. However, this time I gave the class instructions written in Italian. I then put a lot of pressure on the students, telling them to work harder and faster, taking away a lot of their Hershey Kisses. I did this to show my students what it was like for many new immigrants working in factories during this time period. I concluded this lesson by having a class discussion about their experiences and how this lesson might have given them a better understanding of the struggles that past and even current immigrants have had while working in this country.